Uh, Please, everyone, try and sit still. Class is still going on. I'd like to talk for a minute. The last 2 weeks or so, I've been having classes in person here, something I haven't done in a long time. And to me, it's extraordinary how the problems inside people and the things that they won't let go of are so often located in the human heart, where there are so many walls and barriers that people build there to protect themselves against life, that it keeps Shakti, it keeps spiritual energy, it keeps the energy of God from truly moving through their entire system. It gets locked up in emotions, insecurity, fear, etc., etc. And I know when I work on people, every time I touch them right between the shoulders, it's like they bounce across the room practically. And it's that energy that is so locked up there and tight, that people have been holding on to most of their lives. And it's very difficult to, let go of that. It takes really deep surrender, really deep inner work, to let go of that. And, I always kid around. It's like I become sometimes a Kundalini cardiologist, a heart doctor, trying to get people to relax, to open, to really let go and to realize that all the things they hold on to exist in the past. They don't exist today, but we hold on to them and create these walls and these barriers inside ourselves that keep us from ever being happy people. It's incredible. It's just about everybody I work with. And I think it's a human race. 8 billion people are suffering from the same problem. Well, there wouldn't be so much trouble in the world. It's like a pandemic, it's a bigger pandemic than COVID-19. This tension, the walls, the barriers that surround the heart, this energy that is so regressed inside us and repressed inside us, that we really have a hard time letting go. And I think it's at the core of everything, because ultimately to work out one's karma, to be finished with all these cycles of pain and unhappiness and everything else, even joy and love and everything that goes on the earth, and to be one with God, we ultimately have to become happy people. There has to be ananda, there has to be love, there has to be joy in the center of our hearts. And as long as we cling to these past creatures, this repressed energy, these hurts that have happened to us, sometimes God knows lifetimes ago, that joy, that happiness, that it will always be adulterated. It'll always, it'll never come into true fruition. So our work is about that. In order to open the heart unconditionally, with profound love, and, we need to be grounded inside. We need to have balance, and we need to have that strength, that foundation inside ourselves that enables us to do this. I find that my work is so much about helping people to do this now. Because what do I want? I want everybody who comes here, everybody that does this, to eventually truly become, happy in themselves, joyous, full of love, to have a life full of love, and not to be walking around with aches and pains in their chest, unhappiness there, depression, etc., etc., etc. It's such an amazing reward. If there's any reward in spiritual growth, it's truly becoming a happy person. So these classes have hit me directly in the face with that. Became a very clear way that I need to work with myself and with everybody else that comes. Hard to do here. I can't put my finger on, on the Zoom monitor here, and it's not going to do that. But certainly as people continue to come to these, I will be doing this every class because it's my responsibility, to transmit the highest possible teachings I can transmit that can flow through me from the universe, from God, from higher energy. And that's not terribly complicated. It's Shakti that will open the heart, that will enable people to have the strength inside themselves to truly live unconditionally with their hearts open. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? Okay, if there are no questions. I hope it's clear what I'm talking about. I mean, it was so, over the last week, 10 days, it became so real to me what this problem is. And, and that there's any ultimate goal in living on the earth, it's really to be happy people. I mean, we get married to be happy. We have children to be happy. We buy a house to be happy. We have clothing. We have food. Everything is supposed to lead to a state of that kind of openness. And yet, this is like it's easy to find the Holy Grail, for God's sake, and to find people that truly live with joy and love. And I'm not putting people down for this. I'm saying this is the goal of deep spiritual practice, to eventually attain that state of openness inside. That will free us of karma. It also enables us to have a much deeper connection with everybody in our lives. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? Okay. So there'll be a meditation on Tuesday. And again, as I always end, I'd like to thank you all and God bless you. Your presence in my life has done so much to help me grow that I cannot say anything but thank you and how grateful I am to be able to do this. Whether it's one person that comes here or 50 people that come here, it doesn't matter. It's truly a miracle to be able to sit here and do this with everybody. So God bless you all. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on Tuesday. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome.